Hey everyone, welcome back to a special Artemis II edition of the Daily Report. NASA has kicked off a historic lunar mission, sending astronauts farther from Earth than ever before. And for the first time, humans will lay their eyes on portions of the far side of the moon. 3 American astronauts and 1 Canadian have been preparing for years ahead of this mission, which will take them on a 252,000-mile journey around the moon and back. They are Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, and mission specialist Christina Cook and Jeremy Hansen. Artemis II is one step in a larger goal to one day get back to the moon and land. Assuming this mission is a success, NASA is hoping to schedule that landing for 2028. CBS News senior national correspondent Mark Strassmann joins us now. So, I was watching it with you and Tony back here. Take us through it. What was it like for you?
Oh, it's amazing, Lindsay. I mean, honestly, we're 4 miles from Launch Pad 39B, and just the sight of it, the sound of it, the whole building started to rattle. I mean, it's just a man-made moment unlike any other, and this is the most powerful rocket that NASA has ever flown. So that just magnifies the experience, and any rocket launch is a thrill to watch. I'll tell you that NASA has to be very both thrilled and relieved. Thrilled that it went so well, and relieved for the same reason. So now this crew is orbiting Earth. They have a very busy first 24 hours going through the various systems on their Orion capsule. Remember, the capsule has never been to space with people in it before. Of particular emphasis will be the life support system, which has never been to space before. So they're basically like getting the vehicle out before they set out on this 500,000-mile round trip to the moon. And so far, so good. Everything has worked exactly as planned. The last major milestone was the deployment and latching of the solar rays. That gives them power. Without that power, you're not going to the moon. So, Lindsay, so far, so good. I think NASA has to be just thrilled with how far it's gone so far. How well it's gone so far.
What do we need to see happen? What do they need to see happen before they give the green light to go to the moon? And that would be tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, about 19 hours into launch, there'll be a meeting of, the NASA management teams will huddle up and they'll say, okay, we've put this capsule through its paces of, are we a go here? Does everything look good? Is everything working? Are there any red flags? And assuming that's the case, then 26 hours after launch, they'll have what's called the TLI, the translunar ejection, and they are going to go off to the moon. And that is going to be a very special moment and a point of no return. Once you do the TLI, you are committed. That is, if there's a problem on the way to the moon, there's no, you can't call AAA to bring you back to KSC. That's not the way it works. So it would take a couple of days to come back. That's a big difference than in low Earth orbit, where if you're, for instance, at the ISS, there was a problem, you could be home in a few hours if you had to be. Not here. So that is going to, they really have to make sure that everything is working perfectly before they let that crew head off to the moon.
How long does it take to get to the moon and then around the far side?
4 days. 4 days there, 4 days back. They are going to loop around the moon, curl around the moon. They'll spend a few hours behind it, taking pictures, observing it, and then come right back. This is a test flight, remember. This is a prelude to an eventual moon landing, which would be Artemis IV, scheduled for early in 2028. And if this goes well, there's going to be one more test flight in lower Earth orbit, and then the big push onto the moon. NASA still has a lot of things to work out. For instance, they don't even have a lunar lander yet, and they're hoping that that's SpaceX and Blue Origin, one of those companies, produces one. But right now, it's a day to celebrate because everything here has worked well.
Mark Strassmann, I've got adrenaline here in New York. I can only imagine how you guys are feeling there. But enjoy the night. Thank you so much.